New right now, the Wall Street Journal is out with new details and new reporting regarding the search warrant that was executed at Donald Trump's Palm Beach, Florida home just yesterday. Here's what we're learning from the Journal's reporting. We all knew of the 15 boxes of information that the former president allegedly took with him from the White House to Mar-A-Lago after he left office. The question is, for what exactly were the authorities searching when they spent a reported 6 hours or so inside the mansion yesterday morning and into the afternoon? That's on the matter on which the Journal is focusing on a story that dropped just a short time ago. Sadie Gurman is here. She covers the Justice Department for the Journal and is one of the reporters who broke the story late this afternoon. Sadie, it's my understanding that from your reporting that after the news of the 15 boxes was relayed, somebody else had further information from inside that mansion. What can you report?
Well, we still have a lot of questions about what happened between June and August, but what we learned today was that somebody, some person familiar with these documents, told investigators at some point during this time period that there may still be more classified documents at Mar-A-Lago. And, the Justice Department, who had been negotiating with Trump over the return of these boxes, basically it sort of lost, started to doubt that the Trump team was being totally truthful about the whereabouts of some of this material.
And it's your reporting that the Justice Department got specific information about where to look.
Our reporting doesn't go that far, but we do know that the Justice Department, that the FBI agents who returned to the private club on Monday searched 3 rooms, including a bedroom and an office. And previously in meetings with the Trump attorneys, Justice Department officials had requested to search a basement storage area. And they even went so far as to request in subsequent days that the Trump team put a stronger lock on the door and preserve all of the material that was in that room.
And further, you've reported that the Justice Department or these investigators were able to convince a federal magistrate that inside the Trump home was evidence of a crime.
That's right. I mean, that's the standard predicate that the FBI always needs in order to get a search warrant to search any house. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're planning to file criminal charges and does not necessarily mean that the investigation is wrapping up. But it does mean that there was enough there that they were able to persuade a federal judge to sign off and approve this search. And
you also report that they didn't take whatever they took out of there. They didn't bring it away in FBI vehicles or anything like that. But you had a specific.
That's right. Agents came there. They were under instructions to, try to be as low-key as possible by wearing plain clothes and not taking their weapons. And they arrived in a Ryder truck. That's where they loaded up some, 10 or maybe a dozen boxes. They put them in this Ryder truck. So they were trying to be low-key. I don't think that really exactly worked.
Yeah. Well, it worked very low-key until the former president himself issued the statement. I mean, there had been one tweet at about 6:45 last night from a reporter for Florida Poll who had gotten a tip. But the details of it came from the former president. Katie, there is still no indication, I should say, Sadie, there's no indication yet of exactly what this relates to, whether it's something about January 6th, whether it's something specifically about documents unrelated to January 6th. Those matters are for later reporting.
Well, what we do know at this point is that this search appears to be related into the Justice Department's month-long investigation into Trump's handling of classified material at Mar-A-Lago. He had taken some documents to this, Florida resort from the White House when he left office that he is required by law to, turn over to the archives. So we know that is what the search was in conjunction with. But, this is just an escalation of one of several inquiries by the Justice Department into Trump's conduct, including in connection with the January 6th attack. So, this is just sort of an interesting development amid many in recent weeks.
Yeah, very interesting development. Sadie Gurman, the reporter for the Wall Street Journal, whose story dropped just a short time ago. You can read it now at WSJ.com or tomorrow morning in the print edition of the papers.